Good morning children, Sairam. Today we are going to start with EVS 2. Chapter number 10, Baji Prabhu and the Memorable Battle of Ghodkhind. Now children, this is part 2 and we are going to start this part with new words. So your first word is Palanquin. 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 Palanquin means a covered type of litter for passenger carried on 4 poles or on the shoulders of people. 4 people. Now the other word is route. Route. R-O-U-T-E. Route means way. Disguised. Disguised. D-I-S-G-U-I-S-E-D. Disguised means to change the appearance. Impersonate. Impersonate. I-M-P-E-R-S-O-N-A-T-E. Impersonate means to pretend to be another person, to imitate. Resembled. Resembled. R-E-S-E-M-B-L-E-D. Resembled means duplicate. Have a similar appearance. Courageous. Courageous. C-O-U-R-A-G-E-O-U-S. Courageous means brave. Shrewd. Shrewd. S-H-R-E-W-D. Shrewd means intelligent. Jubilation. Jubilation. J-U-B-I-L-A-T-I-O-N. Jubilation means a feeling of great happiness. Exposed. Exposed. E-X-P-O-S-E-D. Exposed means reveal. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. S-A-C-R-I-F-I-C-E. Sacrifice means to give up. Slip. Slip. S-L-I-P. Slip. Slip means not to fall down. Now here the meaning of slip is, it means to escape. Furious. Furious. F-U-R-I-O-U-S. Furious means extremely angry. Now children, this is the content outline of this part 2. Shivaji escapes from the siege. Now children, we will take a quick recap of part 1. I'll tell you in short part 2 and then we will go in detail of part 2. So let's start with part 1. So in part 1, we studied about Shivaji conquers Panhala. Adil Shah gets angry. Now Bijapur lost one of the powerful Sardar, Afzal Khan. So they were still mourning his death. Now even Adil Shah was very sad. At this time, Shivaji captured the Panhala fort from the Bijapur garrison. Now this made Adil Shah very angry and he could not sleep nor eat. So what did he do? He sent another Sardar, Siddhi Johar, against Shivaji. Now when Siddhi Johar was going to fight Shivaji, Fazal Khan, that is Afzal Khan's son, also accompanied Siddhi Johar. because he wanted to avenge his father's death. Now the siege of Panhalgarh. Siddhi Johar was very brave man. He laid siege to Panhalgarh, and because of this, what happened? Siddhi Johar surrounded the fort because Shivaji was within the fort. He was inside the fort, and because of the siege, no supplies could go inside the fort. And very soon the rainy season would begin. So Shivaji thought once the rain began, Siddhi Johar would lift the siege. But what happened? Yes, Siddhi Johar did not do anything like that. He did not relax the siege. Instead, he tightened it. He made it very strict. So, supplies in the fort were running out. That means after few days the food grains in the fort will finish. And it was getting over, right? So Shivaji was in a fix that what should I do? So he decided to deceive Siddhi Johar. Means he decided a clever plan as usual. So he sent a message to Siddhi Johar saying that I will shortly surrender the fort. And so, listening to this, Siddhi Johar and his troops were very happy. And they were already tired because from so many days they were guarding the fort. So when Shivaji said that he is going to surrender the fort, they were relaxed. And they started eating, drinking and listening to music. Now, part 2. Now, Shivaji escapes from the siege. Now, we all know that Shivaji was very quick in making plans. So, yet another plan hit upon Shivaji's mind. Now, what did he plan? He decided that he would arrange 2 palanquins. He made it ready and said, in one palanquin, I will sit. And the other palanquin, I will make other person to sit. Now this other person will look like Shivaji, and I will make that person to sit inside that other palanquin. Now who was that person? Yes, he was a hairdresser in Shivaji's service, and he bore the same name as well. So his name was Shiva. He was a brave and courageous who was ready to die for Shivaji and Swaraj. And if anybody will look at Shiva, would feel that he is Shivaji himself because he looked just like Shivaji. So now the plan was ready. In one palanquin would be occupied by Shivaji, and the other would be occupied by Shiva, the hairdresser. Now the palanquin in which Shiva would be sitting will take the route of Rajdindi, and Shivaji's palanquin will take the difficult route of escaping from Panhalgarh. So Shivaji will go from the difficult route and Shiva will go from the route of Rajdindi. Now why they planned that Shiva's palanquin will go from Rajdindi? Because if they leave by this route, the enemy can see them easily, and Shivaji would easily escape in the other palanquin from the difficult route. So they both sat in the palanquins and did as per decided. Shiva was not at all scared. He was ready to give his life for Shivaji and Swaraj. Both the palanquins started to take the route as per decided. Some of the soldiers were still keeping watch. So they captured the palanquin which took the route of Rajdindi. The soldiers were very happy. They thought that they have caught Shivaji. And so there was jubilation in the camp. They were overjoyed. But at the same time, Shivaji escaped from the difficult route, and he was accompanied with Baji Prabhu Deshpande and some other soldiers Even Bandal Deshmukh's army accompanied Shivaji. Now, after some time, when Siddhi Johar came to know that this was the plan Shivaji had made to escape, now Siddhi was very angry and he killed Shiva. Now, this Shiva, Shivaji's hairdresser, sacrificed his life for Shivaji and Swaraj. Because of this great sacrifice, though he was killed, he is remembered even today. He is immortal in history. Now, when Siddhi Johar came to know that Shivaji has given a slip, he has escaped. So, what did he do? He dispatched his Sardar Siddhi Masood with a big army to catch Shivaji. Shivaji in front and Siddhi Masood behind. So the horsemen were one behind the another. They were trying to chase Shivaji, and Shivaji was at the Pandapani stream. Now Shivaji knew that he was in great trouble and he had to cross very quick to the Ghodkhind pass. Now with great difficulty he and his men crossed the Ghodkhind. Children, now we will study in detail. Shivaji escapes from the siege. Now children, there was a plan. I already told you what was the plan. A plan was hit upon to escape from the siege. Now two palanquins were kept ready. Now here you can see what is palanquin. So two palanquins were kept ready. Now one was meant for Shivaji, in which he would proceed using a difficult route, and the other would be occupied by another person disguised as Shivaji. Now this palanquin was to leave by the Rajdindi. This palanquin was going to take the route of Rajdindi. Now why Rajdindi? Because this another palanquin would be easily spotted by the enemy forces and it would be captured by them. While the enemy celebrated the capture of Shivaji, at the same time the real Shivaji would escape by the difficult route. Now this was the plan. But who would thus impersonate Shivaji? Such an impersonation means imitation. To imitate meant certain death, like the person will be killed if he will disguised like Shivaji, if he will imitate like Shivaji. But a brave youth undertook this task. Now, who was he? He resembled Shivaji in looks and even bore the same name. He was a hairdresser in Shivaji's service. He was a hairdresser in Shivaji's service. He was courageous and shrewd. As planned, the palanquin carrying this another Shivaji came out of Rajdindi. Now as planned, the palanquin carrying this other Shivaji came out of Rajdindi. It was dark night and raining heavily. Still some enemy soldiers were keeping watch. They were keeping watch. They captured this palanquin in which Shiva was sitting. Now they thought that they had caught Shivaji himself and took the palanquin directly to Siddhi's camp. Jubilation began in the camp. They were overjoyed. They were happy that they have caught Shivaji. In the meanwhile, means at the same time, Shivaji escaped from the fort by the difficult route. Now he was accompanied by Baji Prabhu Deshpande and some selected soldiers. The Bandal Deshmukh's army accompanied them. They also accompanied Shivaji. After some time, the impersonation of the other Shivaji was exposed. Now Siddhi Johar came to know that this is not real Shivaji, this is the duplicate Shivaji. So the furious Siddhi killed him then and there. He was very angry, so he killed then and there. Now this Shivaji sacrificed the duplicate of Shivaji. Shiva sacrificed his own life in the cause of Shivaji and Swaraj. Now thus he became immortal. Immortal means living forever. Now when Siddhi learned that Shivaji had given him the slip, means to escape, he was very angry. Immediately he dispatched his Sardar Siddhi Masood accompanied by a big army to chase Shivaji, to arrest Shivaji. At the daybreak, the pursuing horsemen caught up with Shivaji at the Pandarpani stream. Now Shivaji was now in real trouble. With the greatest difficulty, he and his men crossed the Ghodkhind. Now children, we will do a quick recap of this part. A plan was hit upon to escape from the siege. 2 palanquins were kept ready. One was meant for Shivaji and the other would be occupied by Shiva, a courageous and shrewd man who disguised like Shivaji. Now this palanquin was to leave by the Rajdindi so that it would be spotted easily. The real Shivaji escaped by the difficult route. As planned, the palanquin carrying Shiva came out of Rajdindi. The palanquin with Shiva inside was captured. Jubilations began in the camp, thinking that they caught Shivaji. Meanwhile, Shivaji escaped with Baji Prabhu Deshpande and some other soldiers. On the other side, Shiva was exposed and the furious Siddhi killed him. Siddhi dispatched his Sardar Siddhi Masood. The pursuing horsemen caught up with Shivaji at the Pandarpani stream. Shivaji and his men crossed the Ghodkhind with great difficulty. Now children, we will start with our assessment. Fill in the blanks by choosing correct option. Your first fill up, the palanquin leaving from dash would be spotted and captured by the enemy. Options are Rajdindi, Vishalgarh, Raj Darbar. And the correct option is Rajdindi. Second one, Shivaji was accompanied by dash. And the options are Baji Prabhu Deshpande, Yeshaji Kank, Tanaji Malusare. And the correct answer is yes, Baji Prabhu Deshpande. Third one, Siddhi Johar dispatched dash accompanied by a big army in hot pursuit of Shivaji. And the options are Siddhi Masood, Adil Shah, Fazal Khan. And the correct answer is Siddhi Masood. Fourth one, the pursuing horsemen caught up Shivaji at the dash stream. And the options are Pani, Pandarpani, Pandarpur. And the correct option is Pandarpani. Name the following. After Afzal Khan's death, the fort captured by Shivaji from Bijapur garrison? Options are Pratapgarh, Panhala Fort. And the correct option is Panhala Fort. Second one, Sardar dispatched by Adil Shah against Shivaji. And the options are Baji Prabhu Deshpande, Siddhi Johar. And the correct option is Siddhi Johar. Third one, the person disguised like Shivaji. Options are Shivaji's hairdresser, and the other answer is Sambhaji. And the correct option is very good, Shivaji's hairdresser. Fourth one, to catch up Shivaji, Siddhi Johar dispatched. Options are Badi Sahiba, Siddhi Masood. And the correct answer is Siddhi Masood. Thank you.